how's it going? My name is James P. White. That is Chris Mooney. This is the Bald and Short of It podcast. And I'm going to do that every time I start this podcast, and you're going to laugh every time.
Every time. Every
Like,
time. I thought we were changing the name though
but we're still, were we
of the podcast.
with the short and the angry?
That movie that's coming out.
I can't.
Mandalorian and Grogu.
What we're going to call this the Mandalorian and Grogu podcast. We would get in trouble from Disney if we changed that, because that's the reason why my original podcast, I had to change the name. I never got a letter or anything, but because my previous podcast was called the Jedi Jimmy Podcast, and Jedi
Jedi,
is a registered trademark of Lucasfilm.
The Moondalorian.
Moondalorian.
If you can't say Grogu, then fuck it.
Moondalorian and Jimagoo. Jagu. So yeah, we are the Bald and Short of It podcast, circling the toilet bowl of loathing and hatred. Speaking of hatred, how are you going, big guy?
I'm doing all right, thanks. As I talked to you before we started, some challenges at work, but nothing a fella can't handle. So
yeah, we're not going to get into that in a big way.
No.
Let's start with, what are you drinking?
Oh, sticking with the Johnny Walker Red Label.
Okay,
a nice drink.
And I'm drinking the one that we got from.
Oh wow, you're going. What's that called?
Kale.
It's a 12-year-old Scotch.
Well,
we don't even have sponsorship yet. You're just rolling like a big dog.
A friend of the podcast is moving, so he was getting rid of a bunch of stuff, and he brought a bunch of booze to your house.
Yeah, I took the Angel's Envy Premium Bourbon, and you got that lovely single malt 12-year-old Scotch. That you're just recklessly crushing on our podcast.
It's tasty.
I know it is.
Yeah, you said you weren't a huge fan of it because you said it was too peaty or something.
Yeah, I like me some Scotch, but I don't like it when it's too peaty. Like Johnny Walker's a little, but it's like, it's a blend. It's not high end like the stuff you're drinking. It's probably about $100 less a bottle, but it's not too peaty. One thing I'll mention though, like I know I was talking last week on what a good deal I got on that 1.75 liters. Like the Duas that I was drinking before, that's also a Scotch, a blended Scotch, like pretty much the same sort of pedigree as the Johnny Walker. And that's regular price, I think $48 for 1.75 liters. And the Johnny Walker's on sale for $59, I think, for the same amount. And I think I like the Dewar's better. So just a little tip, but everybody's taste is different.
Yeah, but I'm not only drinking that. I'm just having like a glass of that one, and I'm drinking blue.
A little amuse-bouche.
Yeah. But one thing, we might as well get into it right out of the gates. One thing that we've experienced as friends since we have been been hanging out is when we hang out with our mutual friends. So, like, say I'm hanging out with Johnny, like some of our friends of the podcast, right from the get-go, the two of us pile on you right away. Like, we're mutually, making fun of you and poking fun and everything. And I experienced that this week when we went to go see Brad Williams, and my cousin Angela was there, and the two of you started piling on me.
It was such a sweet, blessed relief because like a lot of your buddies like moved away, on account of like the radio thing and all that. And so more often than not, I mean, they're all your friends now too, my buddies, but the common ground is let's go after Mooney. Like all and I just sit there and you're like giggling like schoolgirls, like making fun of me. I can take it. I mean, I hammer you guys pretty much all the time. anyway. So I'm fair game and I accept that. But like I remember that time, friend of the podcast, Boobs and Andrea and you and I were at River Cree, and we
Oh, and
were
the
sitting
three
at that
of us
table,
did.
and it was
Yeah.
just and like every angle, because like I live with Andrea, and like we hang out. I mean, there isn't. It's like all the cards are on the table. Let's go after Mooney, and yeah, and
Yeah, and
You and Johnny are like the worst. Like you
you
guys,
were whining a lot that day.
I didn't. I never whine about it. I get it. It's fair
You're like, "You're
game. Like,
picking on me."
oh yeah. The last thing I'll ever do is Jimmy people when they do that. I'm not gonna Jimmy people for that. I'm not playing the victim card. What are you talking about? But getting back to your point, it was a unique and blessed treat to be joined by your cousin for the Brad Williams when we had a couple drinks before, and it wasn't hard for the two of us to pile on.
Yeah,
It's,
you're
it's
piling on.
less heavy lifting piling on you than me.
Yeah, you don't have to lift as high when you're piling on me.
But that was awesome. I like years and years of that happening to me for once I get a chance to turn the tables a little bit.
Yeah, and then we went to Angela and I went to go watch Brad Williams,
I was
but
there
uh, for 5 minutes, like
longer than
you
that.
no, you were there for part. You were there for part of the opening act with
JB Ball, by the way,
JB Ball.
shout out to JB Ball and Brad Williams. They co-host together the Height and Babble podcast, and of course, Brad Williams was the headliner, a comedian that we went to see at Cree last Thursday. But they're both great, and yeah. Anyway, uh, getting back to our story about me.
You were sitting in there and you were stewing because the game was supposed to be starting.
Yeah,
It was the Oilers, do or die, and you were stewing. You're like, I can't stay. I have to go. And then you just
I tried to block it out. I tried not to think about it. I hung in there for a bit further through JB Ball's great opening set, and then once the clock hit like 8 o'clock, I couldn't take it and I had to leave. And I it sucks, but and I even knew that was going to happen before. Like when we were hanging out before, I'm like, Mooney, just block out the game. It's not a big deal. You're PVRing it. Like you might hear the score, but whatever. Hang on, handle it. And then the other thing was, uh, the show would have ended before the game, so we still would have caught part of it. And why can't
yeah,
I?
like
Why can't I get
I
my
saw
my
the
own
last
head out of? Yeah,
like even after we got autographs from Brad Williams, he we you still saw like the last period.
yeah, and that's not a healthy obsession. That's a sickness, and I'm gonna need to handle that. I've done that before, at shows with friend of the podcast Johnny, where I'm like, oh, the game, I gotta go. And I mean, like you're entitled to do whatever you want, but that's not, like I said, that's not healthy. I'm next year, I'm going to make a goal of, managing that. Like, obviously, we got the tickets. We still would have got tickets for Brad Williams, even if we knew when the game was. But it just so happened that, game 5 of the
It was the most important game
game
thus
6
far.
was, yeah. And
Yeah.
and spoiler alert, although it happened like 5 days ago, the Oilers got eliminated anyway. But that's no reason to say I made a bad decision. Like even if they won, smarten up, Mooney. Like that, yeah. But you enjoyed the show better because I
Oh,
wasn't there.
oh yeah, because when we were there for JB Ball, you were all like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know. Like, and I'm like, just go. Like,
Yeah,
I wouldn't have enjoyed the show with you sitting there brooding.
yeah, and that's the part of Chris Mooney that I got to fix. It's just live in the moment, buddy. Like relax.
Just that.
Well, it's on the list. Let's just
Okay.
put it that way.
But speaking of Brad Williams,
Yeah, talk about the
God,
show. Like how like
God, he's funny. He is like he is hilarious. Like and it's funny because he's sitting there talking about stuff, and he's very situational comedy.
yeah,
He kind of lives under the same philosophy that I did when I was with the radio station. Is all you have to do is be a little person and weight, and weird and weird shit happens. Like it's like, and you can't make this stuff up. Like it's like just random things, and he was telling jokes, and I'm like, I've done that. I've like
Yeah, you can relate a lot better than the average person because he's a little guy, little person too.
yeah,
Well,
and he one thing I learned, he uses midget somewhat, but he uses dwarf more.
oh,
He uses dwarf more. He doesn't use little person as much, but he uses dwarf a lot. Um,
do you guys have the same
it's
midgetry?
I think we do. I think it is
Agorachondrophobia or agorachondria or something, or what's the
agora.
scientific?
It has nothing to do with agora.
Oh no, that was the fear of midgetry. Yeah,
No, achondrophobia
yeah, that's what I was talking about.
is a fear of little people. The type of dwarfism that we have is achondroplasia.
Achondroplasia. There you go.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, but he does use midget a fair bit, and he's very self-deprecating. Like he does make fun of himself, and he's very funny. There was many times during the show later he was talking about some stuff, and I'm like, "Yep, I know that." Yeah, like he talks about getting
Uh,
this new getting this new bed, and because it had all the bells and whistles, like the when he's standing, the top of the mattress is here, so he was talking about how he had to get dog stairs, like you know how
yeah,
we have
he does that on his.
like yeah, puppy stairs, so he can climb up and jump into the bed. Um,
Yeah, and he Brad Williams. If you're not familiar with him, dear listeners, his specials are actually on YouTube. Um, the he had Starfish. I think he was on the Degenerates. That was kind of sort of his first foray. I saw him in Vegas at Bad Apple because he was kind of the warm up guy before you go watch that show.
yeah,
But yeah, more recently, Starfish and his most recent one that only came out a couple weeks ago that has the bed joke on it um, is live on Short Street.
yeah, like
And it
he
should
is
be said,
hilarious.
if you watch live on Short Street, like it's filmed live in Knoxville, I believe, Tennessee, and he goes up, not to spoil it or anything, but he goes up like when the the beginning of the show, they kind of have an intro, and there's like a almost like a drone from the sky zooming in on like the venue, and it drives right, like the street right next to where the venue is literally called Short Street. So and he has something pleasure or whatever that you were talking about, and Eddie goes, you guys are probably wondering here in this theater in Knoxville why the hell I'm filming a special here, but he goes, you serious? It's on Short Street.
Uh,
And it's
he-
a great special. I recommend
oh yeah,
everybody watch it. And shout out to JB Ball, his podcast partner on the podcast Heightened Babble. He was the opening act, and he did a fine job supporting Brad like he
what
does on the
yeah,
podcast.
what you saw of it while you were brooding, waiting for the game to start.
Uh, yeah, yeah. Something you said earlier though is like with your when you're a midget, all you had to do is walk around and wait for something to happen. That kind of reminds me of like doing a podcast with you. It's just sit there, keep your mouth shut, and wait for you to say something stupid, and be ready to pounce.
Uh,
But you like the show, and then let's talk. What else can you say about it?
no, it was just really, really good, and but I was talking to my mom about the show after, and talking about the word midget. She hates it.
Oh,
Um, and but like as I said, he uses it somewhat, but he mostly uses dwarf. And I'm not a fan of little person. I'm not saying I don't like little people. That would
yeah,
be
just the
cheating.
word. The word is
Just
real is way more emasculating than midget or dwarf even.
that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
and and we've talked about this before. I use the word midget when referencing to me, even though it is looked as a derogatory term. Um, a lot of people see it that way, and including, and my mom's not a little person, but she sees it that way too. She sees it as demeaning and derogatory, but I use it because it takes the power away from the word. For years, that word was used to exert power over me because people would say it. I'd get uncomfortable. I'd be mad, and but I don't let that word bother me. I use it, so therefore, like, you can't call me a midget and offend me because I'm already using it. Like, you know what I mean? Takes the power away.
I agree, and you're really good about it. And again, I would contend that you got to call somebody something. Like they call boys boys, girls girls, black black, Chinese Chinese, whatever. Right? A word is a word. It doesn't matter what word you use. It just is. And like to actually attach the word little to it is almost more like you
the
know
the
it's
thing
like
is
that's
that
I'm not an asshole. I'm a little asshole. You son of a bitch. like like
um, the the thing is people are, it's like, I've had this, like, when I do my school programs and stuff like that, where people say, with your size and all that kind of stuff, what do you prefer being called? James works.
yeah, yeah,
Why do you have to label people?
yep,
Well, it's more like, it's more of a description, but why? Like it's not totally necessary, I
yeah.
think.
I agree.
And I use it just because a lot of the time I use the word midget because it shocks people. As soon as I say midget, people are like, "Are you allowed to say that?" And I'm like,
I
"Yeah,
I just hate
I
that.
can."
I hate the actual uh like the actual word or concept allowed. Like speech is speech, man. It should be free. There's no
Yeah.
allowed or
But
disallowed. Like
but again, people are offended by it, and I do get it, and but if I'm not offended by it, then just leave me alone.
yep,
Because I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about other little people. I'm talking about me. I'm making reference to me.
yep.
If I was saying, look at that midget over there, and uh, and being rude about it, then you know, then judge me. But if I'm
Mhm.
just talking about me, it's something different.
Uh, so let's so you like the show obviously like
Yeah.
uh um tell what happened after.
Oh, after we, of course, met Brad, um,
Yeah. And
because
JB.
you and JB, you kind of because the Oilers were shit in the bed, and you kind of so he was signing autographs at the merch table. So you stood by the merch table, so you were in front of the line to so that we could get there, and we had a quick talk with him. And I said to him briefly, I'm like, you steal my jokes. He goes, are you a comedian? And I'm like, no, I was just on the radio. But again, I like,
I told him, he said, oh, are you a comedian? And I said, no, he's a local media personality. Cause from like when you Googled yourself.
yeah, when I Googled myself, uh, yeah, but he's a good guy, and it was a lot
Yep.
of fun. And yes, he is 3 inches taller than me. Um, I think he said
Three?
he's.
I don't know. I don't know if it's three.
I think he said he was 4'3".
Oh, okay. Well, there was a really nice dude at Cree. I was like a security guy, and I didn't want you to be waiting in the back of a long line. So I was like, "Hey, my buddy Jimmy, like he was on. He was, oh, I know him. He knew you from the radio and like all the billboards and stuff." So he was
Oh
like, "Oh
yeah,
yeah, no problem, man, no problem." And that's, I remember I waved you guys over.
yeah.
He was more than happy to get you in there, which was really nice of him. Damn if I can't remember his name, but another thing for me is JB Ball, who's like I already mentioned, is co-host Height and Babel with Brad. Uh, I went and shook his hand. I'm like, nice set. I'm like, y- uh, I go, I do a podcast with a midget too. He goes, you serious? And I'm like, yeah, it's called The Bald and Short of It. And like you think you're unique, like in the midget community or whatever, but I bet that JB and I are more unique. Like
because you're doing a podcast with
you're
a
like
midget.
probably like I mean it's not. It's, I mean it's there. I'm it's quite possible that there's more guys that do podcasts with midgets, but I'd say we're in a pretty small category of people.
But oddly enough,
Like you
and
want to talk about having something in common.
yeah,
And also like
but
if Brad Williams is anywhere near as high maintenance as you, then he and I could probably hang out for a week and still be talking about shit like that.
well, woe is you. Oh, you're so hard done by. Are you gonna be okay? Do you need a hug?
It's just abuse sometimes is, you know,
Yeah.
but
Do you need a hug? Like, quit your whining. Um, yeah, but he's a real funny guy, and we mentioned it once a couple times on here, and he said it on his podcast. Just be a little. People are like, "How do you come up with your stuff?" Well, just go out, just be a little person and wait. Like
yeah.
speaking of weird shit happening, um, uh, I think I'm a horrible person
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. That's
because
wow.
I laugh at things that maybe I shouldn't, but I still like to laugh at it. Because what
Can you
sometimes
just sorry,
happens,
can we start that again? What did you say?
I could be a horrible person.
You know, you said you think you are.
Yes.
So time stamp 24 minutes. Awesome.
Do you want to know why I'm
We
a
should we should
horrible person?
we should make this a weekly segment.
Do you want to know why I'm a horrible person?
I think I'm a horrible person featuring James P. White this week.
Because one thing that happens, and you've witnessed it, but maybe not the part I'm about to mention, but um, when I'm out in public, and I was at the mall earlier because I had to pick up a present for my mom for Mother's Day, which is this weekend, by the way. Um, and I was at the mall, and this little kid was staring at me, and saying, "Dad, Dad, Dad, look, look, look," and he's pointing at me, just and his dad's trying to ignore him, the kid wasn't having it. They're like,
Yeah,
it, and then the dad started laughing, and then he saw me laughing, and then started laughing himself, and he goes, "I'm sorry." I'm like, "No, this is funny." But why I'm a horrible person is earlier on.
what you did to the kid when his dad wasn't looking, or
No, what happened earlier was something similar, where a little kid was pointing and staring, and then the mom got bothered by him pointing and staring and slapped him upside the head.
oh my,
Going, yeah, don't, like, it just smacked him and said, "Don't do that. That's rude." And I started laughing, um, because being a little person, we do come sometimes incite child abuse, because parents are doing that, and the kids get shit because they're pointing or staring or whatever, and they sometimes get smacked or yelled at or
oh
whatever.
boy.
So I do incite child abuse, but I don't do it. It's just other people do it on my behalf. But
You laugh at it though. I'm not sure that you're not complicit.
that's why I said I think I'm a horrible person.
Yeah. No, there's other things. Like I could host the weekly segment. James thinks she's a horrible person.
Uh, I could I could also do a statement. I think I think Mooney's an asshole. Um, let's count the ways.
You could have guests weekly, and you could do it for 2 years, and you would have a different guest every week. By the
But
way, you were talking about Mother's Day, and I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't mention that. Um,
you don't believe in
we
Mother's Day?
no, we celebrated it a week early because my sister's mother-in-law, who's kind of like my mother-in-law. They're pretty. We all get along really well. Like Paul and Maureen, and
Yeah, yeah,
like we're all kind of the same family.
yeah.
But
Because you hang out quite a bit with Paul and Maureen.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But Maureen's mom, Andrea's mother-in-law, she's going in for knee surgery. Best of luck, Bernice. But so they thought we'd do it a week earlier, so we did that on Sunday, and on Saturday, uh, the Bald and Short of It podcast musical correspondent, Daveny. It was her birthday, so we celebrated that on Saturday. So it was great seeing Daveny and my sister and friend of the podcast, Diener, and the rest of the family. And a shout out to Bald and Short of It podcast musical correspondent, Daveny. Happy birthday. You're a lovely person, and I'm proud to call you my niece.
Hey, did she get the gig that she was trying to get at the radio station?
No, we were talking about it. It was pretty funny. It was what do they call that? Starts with an S.
Street team,
No. The platform, something.
Stingray Radio,
Stingray. That was it.
the
And
name of the company.
she said, I think the interview went really well. And when I was leaving from the interview, another one of my classmates um, was going in, and he goes, "How'd it go?" And she's like, "I gave him like some tips." And then she was like, he's the guy that got the job. and and she's like, uh I screwed up. I should have told him, oh, like, just don't say anything. You just got to be really withdrawn, because I don't think they liked it when I spoke too much or whatever. But she had a good sense of humor about it. And she actually, yeah, I think her resume was much better than that other fella's, but who knows. She's got other irons in the fire, so we're looking forward to seeing what's next for Davney.
So did she play any clips of her with us?
I don't know if she would have. Like, I mean, like, well, we make her look good. So maybe.
Uh, you
Honestly
make her
though,
look good.
yeah.
I've,
Honestly, yeah, you're freezing up a little bit there, pal.
I'm already a professional.
Yeah, no, but honestly, um, like, what I'm looking forward to is, like, she told me that, like, her radio show obviously is in on hiatus because it's summertime and they're not going to school. But I one of the
Yeah.
things she told me that kind of excited me is that all of her, um, like, it's not in a podcast format, so it's always live every week for the 2 hours. But she's saved them all. So
Uh huh.
I'm looking forward to being able to play it kind of on demand, like in a podcast format. And she'll get that going soon, I think.
Yeah. If tell her if she needs help editing or anything of that sort on the production end of it. Uh, you know
Yeah,
a guy.
yeah. She knows you. She's like an uncle to her. So
Because I'd be willing to help no matter what. But
yeah, she
yes,
knows.
so perfect. What else happened this week? So next
Did
week
we
I'm going to be in Tabor.
Yeah. So we're not on for 9 days after today, right?
Yep, our next time that we will have a chance to record will be on
The
next Thursday.
Thursday. Yeah, the
Yeah,
Thursday. So 9 days. Do you want
but
me to do you
we
want me
we
to
try to
give you
make it.
like a framed picture of me or something that you could put on the nightstand, or so you don't miss me while you're
I
away?
have if I go through withdrawals, you're on my phone,
Mm, okay.
and you're also on like I took a picture of you and it's on my dartboard in my living room. Um,
Yeah. Did you think you may be an asshole, huh?
but yes, so it was an interesting week, and so like, do you want to get into sports? We've already talked about the fact that the
No,
oil is
no,
out.
no. Like I said last week, it's take the nag out back and shoot it. Like it's like the horse. I mean, it wouldn't have been much of a second round series. The boys were speed bagged. There was like injuries. Two guys actually had cracks in their legs or foot slash ankles. McDavid and Dickinson. And to ask them to do more is almost too much. But there's going to be plenty of hand wringing in good old our town for the next 5 months or so until camp breaks. And um, it's really disappointing, two kind of Stanley Cup finals in a row, but you got to put things in perspective and be careful about the moves you make and make sure none of them are panic driven. And that's all I'll say about that.
But the thing is, though, and we touched on this a bit after the game on like
Thursday.
on Thursday, was we kind of touched on it. Is for the last two seasons, they've gone all the way to the end, and you know what? So they've been actually putting in more time than almost every other team,
More
and
games than
they
any team in the
yeah,
last 3 years. Yeah.
and so they kind of deserve a break, and you have to give them a pat on the back. You know what? It wasn't due to lack of trying. It's just they
Hit a
you know got,
wall.
they got some better bounces. They got some better calls.
Yep. I don't think that factored. Like, I mean, it's a confluence of things, but at the end of the day, I mean, they didn't really have it together all year. McDavid said in the end of season kind of interviews that they were a mediocre team with high expectations, and they certainly were in terms of execution. So those are the kinds of things that you look to fix, but I wouldn't throw out the baby with the bathwater. There's some real good positives about this year. The emergence of Podkolzin, the emergence of Matt Savoy, Josh Samansky stepping in, Connor Ingram. I mean, those are all really positive things, and it's kind of like, okay, we had a bad result, but make sure that you don't, like I said, throw out the baby with the bathwater. Like, see what the tweaks can be done, what things on the coaching side of things in terms of maintaining consistency can be adjusted so that we come to play for 82 games of the year and develop consistent positive habits. But these big free agent signings have in fact not helped us, and people sometimes arrive at the wrong conclusion that a couple moves on July 1st are going to make your team put your team over the top. And with the rare exception of a guy like Zach Hyman, it doesn't happen. So you got to look within.
Yeah, and as you said, I think, and I agreed with you on this. Like we kind of talked about it. Knobloch might need to make a move, as in he didn't have control over the team, and especially in this last bit there, I don't think.
Well, if he didn't have control over the team, then that's already a problem. But the consistency of effort starts like day one at practice, and you can't turn it on. Like you got to win more than three in a row twice in a season. You got to be able to turn it on and have a consistent effort every game, and that's one of the things that a coach controls. So I don't want to say anymore. I mean, we got all summer to whine and bitch and moan, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, and but he's only been the coach for a couple years. It's back in 23.
It's basically 2.5 years, um, because he inherited the team. Actually, no, it's 1.5 years because he took over in like November of 24. No,
Three.
2023. 23. So that would be the 23-24 season. And then he coached all of 24-25, and then all of, yeah, so 2.5 years.
So is this the third time that he's taken them to the like at least to the uh
He took us both. He was the head coach for both cup final appearances. And the
okay.
first one was when he took over the team in November.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we won't talk about that. And so so my hopes are not going to be fulfilled about Coach Mooney.
What Coach Mooney would do differently. Um,
No,
uh,
no, I mean Coach Mooney, quitting the Bald and Short of It podcast so I can get a new one to become the Edmonton Oilers
yeah,
head coach.
there
That's
would
not
be
going to happen.
there would be a respect deficit that happened on day one that I would never be able to overcome.
Like, because I'm just thinking. that that's a good transition to go from a world renowned podcast such as this to head coach of the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah,
Just
and
just saying.
like any success that I would attain, like I would have to say, like, well, I wouldn't have got my start without Jimmy.
And so I'd be
He
your
he
assistant coach.
he taught me how to be a man.
So when that happens, I'll be your assistant.
Yeah, sure.
Since you're my assistant on this podcast,
Yeah, yeah. Oh God, give us a break.
uh, okay. So now that we made everyone laugh, uh, let's get into. I remember reading something about the uh, whatchamacallit, the separatist referendum.
Yeah, that was
So,
yesterday.
so what's happening with that?
So there's obviously there's no referendum until you have a Elections Alberta approved petition process that exceeds 177,000 signatures, um, and 100 the 177,000, I think 700 odd signatures triggers the necessity to call for a referendum wherein you bring the question to the electorate and have a separate vote on the issue. And so yesterday, the Stay Free Alberta team, led by Mitch Sylvester, went to Elections Alberta, surrounded by hundreds of pro independent supporters, and dropped off, I believe it was 42 boxes containing 301,620 signatures, far exceeding the 177,000 minimum. And as a canvasser, one thing that I can state unequivocally is that the process was very clear, um, about validating the signatures we got. Besides like friends and family, I wasn't given any names or lists or anything. I was out there in the cold, on the corner of 111th Ave and 109th Street, almost every weekend, just with the flag and a table and a pen, and people would come by and give me their signatures. And I know that was the case for the vast majority of canvassers out there. So these aren't just 301,620, you know, people that we grabbed at the mall or whatever and didn't ask for ID. This was
Legit, where
individually,
you're
independently validated. And like I was so careful when I collected signatures to make sure everything aligned, because the last thing you want in a movement, especially if you care so much about it, is to have any question about the legitimacy of your efforts, right? And I know that every canvasser that I talk to is kind of motivated by the same thing. I don't want to give them a reason not to, allow us to go through with the referendum question, right?
Yeah. So when you were on the street corner like that, doing that, how many Johns approached you?
Tried to turn me out.
Yeah, trying to proposition you.
Yeah, no, no, I wasn't that lucky, Jimmy.
Oh, okay,
I'm not like you.
like
Every
like a,
time we
like I
go
thought
anywhere in
maybe you
public,
had a side hustle.
yeah, every time we go anywhere in public, I got a budget for an extra half hour. People who want to talk to you, but no, and honestly, like I know I've mentioned it before in this space, but um, canvassing was really rewarding, just to see other Albertans that you don't feel so alone when other people kind of share some of your sentiments. But I think maybe even more importantly is, yeah, about every hour, I'd say on average about every hour, people driving by, because you're highly visible in a corner. We'd get about 10 people honking their horns and giving us the thumbs up and the fist bumps and all that. And then about two out of every, yeah, like two an hour, they would drive by and call you a like a traitor or loser. Loser was a big one, and traitor was a big one. But they never stopped to talk or anything. So I think that ratio is pretty good. Like if 8 people out of 10 or 10 people every 60 minutes are cheering you on, and 2 people are, and they're, I'd say that if you're going to gauge support very amateurishly or at least very anecdotally, that's not bad. And like I was out there a lot of weekends, and that average pretty much held. So I found that to be encouraging too.
Yeah, but you know what? That kind of stuff ticks me off. Like not you doing your thing, but people being mad at you because you're doing it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like that's that because it's those people that want to have their voice heard. Like when they have something to bitch about. But
Yeah.
when you stand up and make a stand for something that you believe in, then they don't want your voice heard.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
like
they'll get
it's
their chance just like I will if they do a referendum, right? So what's the big deal?
like the thing is it makes no sense. It's so hypocritical when people are like that. My voice, my opinion is my opinion, and it matters because you disagree with me. So therefore, you're a moron. Um,
Yeah.
like
You must respect my opinion, but if I don't like yours, go to hell.
then you need to then you need to shut up. Like I don't want to hear your opinion, but you have to listen to mine. Um,
I came out of that really philosophical about that. Like, like I wasn't going, "Oh my god, they called me a traitor. Oh my god, they called me a loser." I More than anything, what I took from that is like, I am so glad I'm not that person. Like to get that worked up. Like, and then these people weren't, they looked crazy. Like they're like, traitor, like, and I'm like, wow, I'm just some dude with a clipboard hanging out. Like, and I mean that's hopefully a function of our democracy where people can do that. But to see how worked up some of these people were, man, I was just like, honestly, more pity than anything. Where I'm like, I'm glad that I don't get that worked up about pretty much anything, but particularly something like that. Wow, like holy cow, man. Uh, I'm glad I'm not that person. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want. We don't have to talk about this anymore.
no, it's just it just kind of bugs me with that whole thing is that people are okay with sharing their thoughts and feelings, but when
Yeah,
other people do that they don't agree with, you're wrong. You're an asshole because
yeah. That same
you
freedom should be suspended.
it should
Yeah,
should
like
be mutual.
yeah,
If you want, like, if you want to tell people what you think and what you feel, and what your politics are, or whatever it is, whether or not you believe in uh, separation or not,
yeah.
both sides should respect each other.
Well,
If
yeah.
you
Actually,
if you expect me to respect if you expect me to respect you, you should respect me back.
yeah. Well, yeah, and I think that that should be inherent in all of us. Honestly, like the best, like it used to be. You could have a dialogue, and like you might not change my mind, but we can exchange ideas freely and go, yeah, I disagree with you because of this, but thanks for sharing respectfully. Maybe even shake hands after. And honestly, you can go, well, I changed that guy's mind, I win. But I'm like, sometimes if someone changes your mind, you win because you learned something new that maybe you overlooked. And that's a positive too. You go in without an ego, you go in without like some sort of emotional connection with your idea, and you just freely exchange ideas. And holy cow, you'd be amazed at what can be achieved if you approach these things with humility and what you might learn, right?
But the thing is you shouldn't go into a situation like that where you're talking to someone with the intent of changing their mind.
No, I agree. I agree.
Because
The goal is to
it's not
express your.
it's to express your feelings, your thoughts, and but also respect theirs. If they
Well,
don't agree with you, then you know all to them. It doesn't
I
make
like
it.
I want to give a good accounting of what I believe and what my opinion is, and I want to test that idea or that conclusion against what someone else might think. And again, like I said, if they have cogent arguments that or cogent opposition to what I believe or what I've put together in my mind as a conclusion, then I'm lucky enough that I learned something new. Like
Yeah,
I'm testing my idea. I'm not trying to sell it.
yeah. But
But anyway,
sometimes when you're talking your idea, sometimes when you explain it to other people, you're also selling it back to yourself. Like sometimes, because in defending your opinion on something, you're you're proving to yourself why you believe what you believe,
or you're
and it
reinforcing that belief
reinforcing it. Yeah,
by explaining it again or whatever. Sure, you could say that, but I mean, it's an idea you're testing. That's all. I mean, and again, like I said, I like testing those ideas in a fair and equitable environment where someone shares their thoughts and presents things to me that maybe I overlooked, and then I can refine my idea and take into account that perspective or whatever. But again, like this whole personal attachment to your thing, and I got to win or lose, or like it's just, it's unfortunately society's kind of devolved to the point where it's one side or the other. But why can't it be we're on the same side of wanting everybody and everything to be better? Let's exchange ideas about how we get to that final destination, right?
yeah, and you're the person you're talking to isn't wrong. Like it,
Yeah, yeah.
like because
I
that's
honestly, I know
because
within
that's
5 minutes whether it's a complete fucking waste of my time. And they go, "Oh, what are you talking about? You're an idiot." And it's like, okay,
yeah,
don't
that's
I'm not going to end this conversation with a polite handshake. I don't need to say anymore. I'm not going to get through to this person, and it is what it is. Whatever. Like, I'm not okay. I'm not like fuck you, traitor. you know.
yeah. Um. So let's change the subject slightly. Let's go into the fact that the internet is watching you. Are you sitting down, Mooney? Let's get into conspiracy.
Yeah.
The internet is following you, and let me explain why. Because, like every once in a while, when you're looking for something, like someone recommended that I try milk thistle for something. I don't know. I can't remember something about liver health or whatever. And I Googled it, and I was on Google. I Googled internet.
Hang on. Where did when you Googled it? Oh, were you on Facebook or something and you saw an
No,
ad?
uh, I no, actually, that I saw an ad, but after I Googled it. So what happened is, so I'm Googling milk thistle because someone said that, if you should try it, and then all of a sudden I started getting ads everywhere. It was on Facebook. It was on like about 12, like on Facebook, on YouTube, on anything that you're on. All of a sudden, when a reel shows up, and then milk thistle, you can get it here. This it does
Like,
this. You can
and
get
that's the
this.
thing. That's a really great example. Like who Google's milk thistle, right?
Yeah,
Like, so.
it is an actual thing. It's a
Oh, I
it's a
know, but
term.
it's so unique. Like, we're not talking about something very popular that you're like, oh, they put this on everyone's feed. It's like you Googled that word once, and now
N-
you're like in
Now
a
it's in everything. It's like when
you're
I'm on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, and all. And but then that and then there was one other thing. I can't remember what the other one was, but there was something else. I looked it up, and then all of a sudden, ads here, there, and everywhere. Was something I just I was looking up, like I was on Swarovski's website, because like that Swarovski crystal, and then
uh,
all these other different ornament sites ads started showing up. I'm
oh yeah, 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 yeah.
like, it's crazy how because so when you Google something, all of a sudden you're gonna get ads coming out your ass
Yeah.
on whatever it is that you're Googling. And it happens on all of it, on X, it happens, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. It's
I don't think X is that bad. I've never clicked on an ad on it. Actually, I've never clicked. I'd like to think I haven't clicked on an ad on anything. I have come across stuff that might come up, like if I'm on Facebook, which I rarely am anymore, to be honest with you. and there's something that talks about something, and I try to scroll really quick because they probably measure how long you stop at something too. And then I might separately Google that in DuckDuckGo, so that I'm not getting tracked, so that I don't become the milk thistle guy. But like most people are, and it's funny because I every like basically every communication platform I use is Google. Like I use Chromebooks. All of my business, all of it is on Google Drive. I use a Pixel phone. Um, and pretty much the only way I mitigate that is I use DuckDuckGo ad blockers. So um, like it shows me every day and every week how many tracking attempts have been blocked. So like I'm looking at my phone right now, and it usually tells you very quickly, like in the last hour, how many attempts to track you have been made. Um, yeah, let me just see here. App tracking protection. So, app tracking protection blocked Google access across 246 apps, including Kindle, past week.
Oh
So,
wow.
yeah, that's DuckDuckGo. You should look up that. It's pretty good, and it all it is like you just give it permission, and then you don't. It's just there in the background. I also on my phone I use DuckDuckGo as my default browser, so that at least a little part of me I get to keep. You know.
But yeah, it was really funny though that something that I looked up, then all of a sudden I'm getting ads for it.
Yeah, and honestly,
And
like if you think about it, like Google is one of the biggest Alphabet. They're one of the biggest companies in the world, and unless you buy one of their phones, like you're not giving them any money, right? Like you think about way, way back in the day, like when
they make their money on advertising.
yeah, of course. Like like when Microsoft had Outlook and that was the predominant email platform, like you had to spend some money to get it or be affiliated with someone, but there was an exchange of currency. But Google's like, oh no, man, like our product is your information. So if you don't mind sharing that with us, you can have our free uh, Gmail Drive, even like with limits
Well, I pay
and
for my drive.
oh
Like
yeah, me too. I
I've,
mean, I
I've
got
got
2 terabytes. I mean, I can't not.
and
So.
and and I do have my YouTube is
Oh, you got the
I've
premium. It's a
I got
subscription. Yeah.
yeah, I got something with the YouTube, yeah, and
Mhm.
YouTube Music and all of that
But
stuff.
that's just the world we live in now. The
But
the one the one area that it should concern us is the AI piece because I mean it's just so goddamn smart. And so like actually I was reading like Chat GPT, they might be going like because a lot of people don't subscribe or whatever, and they'll just use it when they need it. And they're starting to move towards a more advertising type platform. And I mean, a search engine just goes, this guy searched this. Let's find other. It's not even AI. It's just more like a bot, right? But AI is like it knows everything about you, right? Like it knows every keystroke and all that. Like you give it that permission, that's when the robots take over the world. The robots.
the robots, robots.
Yeah, that's why I use like as much as I can. I use Grok because I told you that story about when I was in Reno and I asked Gemini how long it would take me to get to my hotel without saying anything else. And we're at a bar like 5 minutes away, and they're like, it will take you approximately like 5 minutes and 26 seconds from where you stand right now to get to your. And then I asked Grok, and Grok's like, I can't give you that answer because I don't know where you are. And I'm like, good enough for me.
Yeah, he was blowing sunshine up your ass. Um, Now that we're done with that, let's get into something like you and I really enjoy going to K Days, and one thing about K
Yeah.
Days here in Edmonton that's and the same with Taste of Edmonton is the live music, and sometimes they bring acts from out of town, and and this year I don't think it's their best lineup at K Days, but it's not bad. Half of them I have no idea who they are.
Yeah,
Um,
before you get into that, like, you're right about the Klondike Days thing. Like, every year there's like, I think back and I'm like, even over, like, say, the last 10 years, there's at least 1 or 2 acts where, like, I remember I know I might be dating myself, but, like, I saw the Spoons and somebody else, like Alanis Morissette Amanda Marshall. We saw Tom Morello last year, which was surprisingly good. But where you go and you're like, "Hey, it's a good reason to get out to the park and have a good evening
yeah,
with buddies or whatever," and, um, I I could be missing something, but from what I saw yesterday, I believe, or they send me emails because I buy tickets to go to the things, right? Is that the lineup looked pretty weak. Why don't you go through that?
yeah, it is. It is kind of weak, and actually, because K Days, like it starts on July 17th and goes till the next weekend. And actually, the first week I can't even go because I'm going to be out at Fort St. John for that energetic music festival.
Oh, yeah,
It's the same
that
weekend
sounds
as K
awesome, yeah.
Days.
With
So,
Blue
but
Rodeo and Mini Kiss.
and a bunch of others.
Yeah.
But okay, so half of these I don't even know.
Yeah.
Um, Ty Dolla Sign.
Yeah, I'm out. You have a dollar sign in it? I'm out.
No, it's not dollar. It's Dalla.
Yeah, I know, but is there a dollar sign too?
Oh no, in sign. Yeah. But
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah. No,
Okay.
thanks. I
Down with
pass.
Webster.
After my time, I think aren't they kind of a late '90s type deal?
I think so. They're put on by now.
Hmm.
Mother. They're not bad. I don't mind Mother.
Yeah.
Um, and then there's Miko. Never heard of it. Um, Connor Price. Never heard of him.
Nope.
Uh, Peach Pit. Never heard of it.
None.
Uh, Another dollar sign one. BBNO dollar sign. Um,
Fuck me.
Noah Cyrus. Never heard of it.
Nope.
Pennywise. I've heard of them.
I
They're
haven't.
coming on the 25th. And then Beaches is on the 26th. But I'm probably gonna go to that one on the 26th. I really haven't heard of Beaches, but their opening act is Whale and the Wolf. They're a local
Oh,
band.
I know them. Yeah,
Uh,
that's Lieutenant Eric's brother.
and yes, and but Ryan Mai from he used to be on the morning show on the Bear. He is the lead singer and writer, and yeah, and Lieutenant Eric's brother Lucas and a bunch of other guys. Like they're all ex Bear guys. So and they're one of the openers, and I actually saw a couple of those guys at the funeral I was at on the weekend,
Yeah,
because like they're all ex radio guys and everybody knew Warren, but not Warren, yeah, Warren, um, and yeah, so that's one I would go, but not specifically for the band, the headliner,
yeah.
but I know the local group, but it
I've
is
I've
very weak.
I've done that before, eh? Like, where I'm going to see the opening act. Like, Guns N' Roses are coming in August, I think. And friend of the podcast, Johnny, who by the way is left for Spain today. So all the best, Johnny. I hope you have a great time. He's gone for 9 days. He's back a week from
Wow,
Thursday. Um,
didn't he just go to Mexico like a couple months
not
ago?
long ago, but this is that company thing he won.
Oh yeah, that thing where
Yeah,
like
yeah.
where he got
Congratulations, Johnny. We love you, or
yeah
Timmy loves you.
where he got an award for something that we can't talk about.
Yeah. But anyway, he's like, "Do you want to go see Guns N' Roses? Like, we can go in the VIP thing or whatever." And I grew up listening to Guns N' Roses. I don't like them as much as like a shit ton of bands of the same era, including Black Crows, who are opening for them. And I'm like, "What are the tickets?" And he's like, 400 odd or whatever, like for the VIP thing. And honestly, like, there's maybe two bad. Like, I have my own internal economy of what I'm willing to pay for something. Like, and that's too much for me to see. Now, Black Crows, maybe 200, maybe 250 I go, but they have to be headlining because guess what? If they're opening, all you're going to hear is their hits. They're going
Yeah,
to play for 45 minutes. You're not going to hear any deep tracks, and you're not really going to get the full flavor of the band because they're opening for the headliner. So it's not worth spending the nut. Unless, like something like Klondike Days, but like I don't like Whale and the Wolf enough to pay for them on a Beaches ticket who I don't like.
Yeah, but the
Uh,
thing is, with K Days, you're not paying for it. It's free.
mhm.
It's you pay for admission into K
Yeah,
Days.
but am I going to K Days without that? Now,
I'd, I'd go to like
do you know the other opening acts on the other,
no,
like, no?
I a couple of them, but I've never heard of them. Jungle Bobby, uh,
Jesus Christ.
Lucette, Saint Arnaud, Mor- uh, Moraine,
Yeah, nothing you recognize. That's all right. You don't
no,
have to go through all that
Violet
shit.
Knight,
Yeah.
uh, Kuzi Key. Some of the like, what are normal names?
I know. Are any one of those outfits called hard pass? Because that's what I'll be going to see on the nights
But
that any of these
but
bands are
yeah,
playing.
but Whale and the Wolf do put on a good show, and they're
Yep.
great guys.
Yep.
I worked with these guys for a number of
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
They're
Like you have
awesome,
personal relationship with that.
and like they've put out a couple of albums, and they're actually in the studio right now with a new album,
Yep. Yeah. They're still working musicians, so good for them, and I hope them all the best. But
and they're local guys. So
yeah.
why wouldn't you like if you're gonna support music, support local music,
Yeah.
and that's what I would go there for. Is not like Beaches, I don't know them from a hole in the floor. They're an all women band, and
Yeah. They're
so
getting more popular.
and they're kind of cute. I'd go and just stare at them, but it's just that's the creepy side of me. Um,
So let me ask you this. Speaking of that, I'm changing the subject slightly, but yeah, I know that the radio community here in Edmonton suffered a bit of a loss, but there was a memorial on this past weekend, and you got to reunite with some
some
old friends and colleagues. Do you have anything to add on that, or like
it
I do remember you saying when we were talking before we got live that that you had a commitment on Sunday that you missed. So I could only reasonably conclude that you had yourself a night on Saturday.
I did have myself a night on Saturday, but I've been dealing with some stomach issues, so it was more of a I had to stick around the toilet so that I didn't have to wear Depends.
Oh boy.
And Depends really don't work when you're. Never mind.
Speaking of
Um,
which, we have to do the doctor's challenge one of these days. We talked about a couple of weeks
what
ago.
what you sticking your finger at my ass? We're not doing that one.
No,
We're not doing that one.
we'd call that the prostate challenge.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Put
You're
a
the
little,
second guy. You're the
put a
second
little,
guy.
put a little hot sauce in there. Combine two
You're
challenges.
you're the second guy that I've done like either a radio show or a podcast with that wants to stick their finger up my ass, and it's not
No,
happening.
it's out of care. Like if you're not going to go for the test, I mean,
I'm we're
anything that can be done to advance the cause of better health for you.
okay. Let's change the subject.
No, but the doctor thing, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. I don't want to rehash it. I don't want to go over it. But
uh,
is any effort being made on your part to?
there will like when I get back from my trip, it's on my forefront of my list
Okay,
between that and finding a job, or
I'll even take you and go with you and even make the introduction. He's a good doctor. I'll sort you out.
either yeah. Either way, I need to deal with that.
You're like Mooney. This doesn't look like a doctor's office.
Huh?
Why
Why?
is the
Why?
receptionist wearing black leather?
Why? Why?
Why is
Why
she
is
wearing a mask?
why is there fuzzy handcuffs on the bed? Um, why does he have stirrups? You're a sick puppy. Okay, let's get into something else. Let's get into something that you've had on the list here for a little while,
Yeah.
and airline etiquette. Let's get into that. Like, what's your boggle?
Okay. Like I travel fairly frequently, and I one of the most, like, I think I don't even know how to. I sometimes I'm capable of losing my fucking mind on an airplane. Okay, like there's just sort of little things that you do in a society where, like like there's some empathy attached to how you interact with your fellow humans, and like just basic rudimentary things that you do to not out of self interest, but to make sure that things move smoothly and you're not the cause of delays and just regular stuff that to me is just common sense when you're living in a society. It's not just you. I mean, you learn that when you get your driver's license. It's a right, not a privilege. So you got to reciprocate that right or whatever by being reasonable, peaceful, whatever, however you want to characterize it. And on the airplane, I mean, I've been a dick on the airplane, and I have no regrets except one time with this older lady. Like,
Surprising.
but like people on the airplane with the okay, I'll start with the bags. Okay, now you got the carry on, and then you have but these people have like barely over the limit carry ons, and they take them on the plane and they roll them and they're banging into your knee. Like I like to sit in the aisle. I don't want to climb over people. I got to use the bathroom or whatever. Um, and I like the
I
quick
prefer the
access.
window.
I like to quickly get the hell out as soon as the plane lands. But these people drive, they roll by with their things that are basically suitcases, and it's like why don't you check that shit and not belabor anybody? And then they got to put it up in the thing, and like this is me typically on an airplane. It's me and a fucking knapsack, and that's it. That's it. And if I need to, I'll put it under the chair, but I don't want to have to do that. But I can't tell you how many times I got on an airplane. You get there, and I'm not even like late, and I go to put something overhead bin, and it's like it's got six of these fucking carry-ons, and I'm just like really, like, but that's not even the least of my concerns. It leads into this is like when you get on the plane, okay. Like, have you ever like you ever get into they got the thing that you walk down into to get onto the plane, like the gate thing,
Yeah.
and there's like a lineup. Okay. Do you know why there's a lineup? Because some asshole gets to his seat and he's like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna go and put this here," and all these people are like stuffing their shit in the overhead, and there's like a lineup of people
Or
behind
standing
them.
in their aisle, going through their over
People are
their
Yeah,
yeah,
people are
standing in
behind
the
you,
aisle, yeah,
asshole, because they need to get past you, and you're making the whole flight
or they're
wait.
going through their bag, grabbing stuff that they don't
Sure,
wanna put
and
in the
you're
overhead.
blocking the aisle, okay?
Yes.
Now, every time I get on an airplane, I have my bag and I sit down, like I find my seat, I sit down and I wait for people to go past me. You got enough time in the pre-flight check and all that shit to put your stuff away then, okay? And all these people, they're bum rushing. Like you don't have to worry about that. You sit down, you sit in your seat when it doesn't look like anyone else is coming. Then you stand up and you put it in the bin. Easy fucking peasy. But no, it's about you. And you got to stuff your thing in. And then your wife's got one too. And now all of a sudden there's no room in the bin. And, like this is just common sense, isn't it?
But the
Like,
thing is, though, is like, see, when I get on the plane, and to be honest, I've flown, and actually, the last time I went on a trip, it was with my mother, and and I'm not uh, trying to. My mom has bad shoulders. She can't lift stuff high above
oh,
her
that's
head.
that's a
She's
double
got
whammy because you can only
it's
go so high.
and so we like when they say people that uh struggle that need help when boarding the airplane, they go first, and so we
Yep,
usually go first because I need help, obviously, to put my bag in the overhead bin because they don't like it when I stand on the back of the chair. um
sure.
so so then they put it up, and the same thing, my mom can't lift that high, and she's
Yep,
she's taller than me, but she's only like 5 foot, so we need help. But and that kind of struggle is it kind of sucks too when you're going to get off the plane. You have to get your stuff down, but
yeah, you got to wait.
actually 9 times out of like actually the last trip we went, all flights that we did, someone sitting around us helped my mom get our
Oh yeah,
bag.
like I've
So
done that for folks before. I've
and
totally done
and
that.
and
Yeah.
and so that is etiquette right there. If you're helping somebody else get their shit down, that is positive. That's good stuff to do. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
You know what
no,
I'm
like I
saying?
mean, like that's part of the whole like wait till everyone goes by before. That's just common sense. You see an old lady or like somebody that might need a little hand to grab their thing, and you're standing there, 100%. Here, let me help you. Like,
Uh,
it costs you nothing, like, but a tiniest of efforts, not a big deal at all. No big deal. Like
but Mooney,
that's great.
just so you know, it's not called common sense anymore.
Oh, what
It's
is?
called uncommon sense because nobody follows it.
Yeah,
It's not common to follow common sense anymore. So now
yeah,
it's you have to change it to uncommon because most people don't give a shit. It's all about them. And the thing is like when I go to get on a plane, anything that I want out of my bag
yeah,
is in my hand when I'm getting on the plane. So I don't have to go through my bag standing
yeah.
at my seat,
100%.
roughing it up there. I usually carry like a little shoulder bag, and it stays on me the whole time. Like I don't ever put it up; it's attached to my body, and
Yeah.
that's where all the stuff that I want on me on the plane is. But
Oh yeah, like you think about how much time you have at the gate before you board. You can't take that time to put your earbuds in your pocket, pull your tablet out of your bag, maybe put your charger in your other pocket, and you're good to go. Like you're good to go.
instead of
Like
going,
as soon as you put that bag up, you're
you're
done.
sitting at the gate for half an hour waiting for your flight.
You can't sort that out, and now you got to have a whole bunch of
No,
people waiting
no, you got to
because you're
stand
checking
in.
to grab your
Yep,
shit.
yep,
Like just
yep.
complete absence
And
of empathy for all of the other people that, unfortunately, because we all hate it, the 100 or odd however many people that you're going through this process with, the least we can do for each other is make it just a tiniest bit easier. Like the
and
fuck.
yeah, I totally agree. And it's very similar on the bus.
Mm,
Like I take Red
hang
Arrow,
on,
but
before we're quite done the airplane.
no,
uh
but
okay, okay, if it's the same,
we're
yeah, okay.
circling it. It's the same shit, dude. The one thing that I dislike, and it's on the bus, but it's not on the plane, and it makes no sense to me because you can still put shit under your seat on an airplane, can't you? To like underneath the
Yeah,
front
but
under
then you
your
have
front
no
seat.
leg room. Like the gap is like about a foot and change.
Okay, Mooney,
What?
I don't need leg room. Um, I'm a midget. My feet don't touch the floor.
See, this is
Um,
the thing. You have no empathy. You're like, it's not my problem, so I don't give a
no,
fuck.
no, but I'm
What a
saying
horrible
under like
person.
no, but I'm saying like if I want to put something underneath my seat on a plane, you can't. But on a bus, they don't allow you to put shit underneath your seat. They don't let you. It has to go in the overhead bins, and I
On the
fight with
bus.
them on the bus, and I fight with them all the time because
You can't reach it.
if I put it in the overhead bin, it's there. Then why am I bringing it on the fucking plane? Like or on the
The
bus.
bus.
Like, why am I
Yeah.
bringing it? Why am I bringing it if it has to go up there? Because I can't reach it unless I stand on the person next to me to get my stuff out of the overhead, or I ask someone for help. And they don't have a staff member on the bus to help you get it down, like they do on an airplane.
Yeah, that's right.
And so that
So
drives me.
why don't you have your little shoulder bag that you got,
No, I do, and
and
I
yeah,
just
and you
keep it.
put
I just keep it.
everything under the
I,
bus?
no, I do that. I have a
Okay,
shoulder
so
bag that I
it's
use. But it's just I had a lady on the bus who saw my shoulder bag and said, "No, it needs to go in the overhead bin." And I was staying on my person. It's
yeah,
not
like
going anywhere.
it's
It's
not.
no,
I'm
no.
not encroaching on anybody.
You need to put it up there. That's the rule. And I'm like, because you might take it off and put it next to your seat or something, which I usually do. But and I'm like, no, I can't put it up there because I can't have access to it.
I'm like, look at me, lady. Right?
Like, and well, I can put it up there for you. And I'm like, are you going to stay on the bus and take it down for me too? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's kind of similar. Like, and they're and some of the people that are there on that deal with the bus, especially here in Edmonton, like they're dicks. Um,
Yeah, like find me somebody that doesn't like their job, and I'll find you a fucking asshole. And you know what? That kind of assholery, like it spreads like cancer. Because if you're not happy in your life, you're gonna be fucking short or cold to somebody, and then that's gonna piss them off, and then they're gonna be cold with somebody else
okay,
and short
cold.
with
I
them.
get. Okay, stop that.
Oh,
Stop.
really? You're gonna do
If
that?
you
You're
hate,
gonna
if
do
you
that
hate,
with the cards?
if you,
Oh, like
oh,
you know what I
if
mean.
if you hate your life, you're gonna be short. Like
No,
you're
I
gonna be
use the word
short with
I
people.
use the word
Like
midget for that.
no, yeah, like come on. Um,
They're gonna be
you
okay.
do a
Okay.
podcast.
Why don't you suggest? Why don't you
You're
suggest
like
an
JB
alternative?
Ball. You do a podcast with a midget. Be
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 the midget.
no be kind to
Dave,
short
okay,
kind.
okay, find me another word like short. Like we all know what that means. Like you're gonna be
Uptight, brisk,
brief,
dick.
uptight. Okay,
Oh,
uptight.
okay. No,
Brisk. Brisk. Okay, brisk.
or
Now all the sprinters hate me.
okay, or instead of saying short, be a dick.
Like uptight. Now all the Karens hate me.
Most Karens do hate you though.
Yeah. Anyway, the person's gonna be very brief with you and they're gonna spread that around like a virus. And it's just it tears down every building block of polite society. But
but it's just dumb and like
yeah,
especially with the bus and not being able to put it underneath the seat. They say the travel like Alberta travel whatever says you can't put shit under the seat, but on the planes if you put it under if you're putting it under the seat in front of you,
yeah,
they usually have like a block underneath like
yeah. There's like a little metal section. It's
yeah,
very closely partitioned between the two,
and
and you
it
can't.
doesn't
And
encroach on you.
yeah, but also though, like if it hangs out too much, they're gonna tell you to put it overhead. Like
Yeah, obviously, but I
you
but
can't stuff it in and then half of it's hanging out. They can
no,
see that.
like but
Like these circumstances are very cut and dried. I mean, there's no manual. It's just common sense, and you just pay it forward. Be polite to
uncommon
the
sense.
yeah. Be polite to the people that you're sharing this tin can with for 3 hours or 6 hours or whatever the hell, and like just try to be as accommodating as you can without going too far out of your way. It's not that hard, people. And I'll
Yeah,
tell you
it's
one last one is the guy that when the plane lands and the guy that gets up and like God forbid that fucking guy tries to get past me, Andrea will attest to this. If I can see a guy in my peripheral walking, trying to get in front to the front of the plane just after they stop, like trying to basically cut in line, more than once I see that guy coming and I stand up very sharply into the aisle and knock him down or knock him into the seat. Cause like fuck you, man. There's no way. We've all had to wait. We all can't wait to get off this thing. Okay. You don't got the right to come and pass everybody. No, that just doesn't work. And
I
I will
I
not
usually wait
I
till
will
the
not
majority
let
of
that
people are
happen.
off. I
Uh,
usually wait till the majority of people are off because everybody's that's standing up there in the line, it's kind of a midget thing because then you're all together and my face is in somebody's ass crack, which I'm not a fan of.
usually.
Usually it's never a good ass crack. It's always the bad ones. I never get my nose in a good one. It sucks. It's midget life.
Well,
Um,
next time we'll fly together and I'll be in front of you and you'll be fine.
again, good ass crack.
I have way more plane stories, but I'll leave it at that. Like I said, common sense. You're in a small space with a lot of people. It's like, sure, take care of your stuff, but if you're gonna hold anybody up, think twice and just be courteous. Like
But
at
yeah,
least for the short time that you're on the fucking plane. Like, come on.
the thing is if everyone's boarding, get in your freaking seat and reach up there if you can from your seat. You don't have to stand in the middle of the stinking aisle and and wait and
There's way more, but like I have actual stories like and I won't get into it, but I just the whole process, it's just everything just makes sense as long as you have like a fiber of your being that considers other people.
if it makes sense, most people don't do it.
Yeah.
Just so you're aware. Um, but also, when you're traveling on a plane, like to some place like Vegas, and you see three guys, a 6 foot tall guy, or 6'4", uh, a millennial and a midget dressed as Elvis, beware. Um,
Okay, that's a personal story.
it's a funny one because I lost a bet,
Yeah,
and we were all three of us were dressed as Elvis. I lost a bet, and in my carry on, because we were only going for 3 days, so my carry on was it was just a small duffel bag, and with enough clothes for 3 days. Um, and I didn't check a bag. So in my carry on, because I lost the bet, was a 13-inch black dildo.
I've done that.
Um,
Yep.
because I lost a bet, and when that thing goes through the X-ray machine, the person looking at it calls every supervisor over, calls and like and just like it was a safety meeting. Everybody was standing there looking at my this
Looking at
dildo,
they're like this with a dildo.
and then they
Like
look,
that, you
then they look and realize it's the midget dresses, and so we get on the plane,
Hang on
and
a minute. They go, "Sir, is this yours?" What did you
yeah,
say? Little less conversation, little more action?
uh, I said, I just said I lost a bet, and
Yeah.
they're like, okay, so we get on the plane, and and one thing when I was traveling with Locke and Grant is Grant usually ended up sitting next to me on the plane. So
Yep.
I'm seated with my seatbelt on, and you have the TV there, and Locke and Grant kept changing my movie because I can't reach it. So he changed it to something stupid. I had ended up watching Little Women for half the flight. Um,
With your black dildo in your bag.
but
Dressed like
but then
Elvis.
but then I
Just like the
then
height
I
of
dozed
depravity.
then I dozed off. I dozed off, and Locke got out of his chair, went into my carry on, took the dildo out, and it has a suction cup on the back end of it.
Yeah.
He stuck it to the top, right above my head, where the
Yeah, yeah,
light
yeah.
is and all that kind of stuff.
I know
And then
exactly where that is.
um, the flight attendant came. No, 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 no! Don't do that. Security warned us about you guys. Um, yeah, please do not put that there. Put it back in the bag, please. But security warned us about you. He goes, what do you mean? What did they say? Three Elvises are getting on the plane, and one of them has a big dildo in their bag. Something weird's gonna happen.
Dildo in what?
I said a dildo in their bag.
In the bag. Oh, okay. I went to China when I was doing my MBA, and um, in China, like you can't bring lighters onto an airplane. So, like, if you have a lighter, they're going to confiscate it, like in your carry-on.
I
And
thought, I thought, I thought that's a thing on all flights.
no, no, you can still have lighters. Yeah, but um,
That
I
was that was the thing after 9/11 that you couldn't
I don't
have
think
a
so,
lighter.
to be honest with you. Like, um, but we saw at one of the markets like a dildo shaped lighter. So it's basically like a cock with
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the cock head flips open, and that's what you light. And we put it in our buddies because like when you go through the checkout, or they do the security and they scan your carry on,
Yeah.
and they see that and they're like, "Is this yours, sir?" And it's like it's it's basically like a flesh colored dick that's a lighter. And he looks
Oh,
at it
it's
and he
flesh
goes,
color too.
yeah, and he goes, "I don't think that's a aba." I didn't know what to say. We're just dying. But yeah, no, like airline etiquette is an important thing, and I mean, I have so many stories. Um, and like I said, just if you're listening, just be polite. Like it's not hard. Um, think of the next guy beside you, that kind of stuff. I mean, I yeah, I'm not gonna like, and yeah, like, airports too. Like I remember when I was a kid, like if we were lucky enough to go to on a trip, like when I was a kid, like a family vacation or something, you had to fly. Like my mom would dress us up, like we'd be wearing our Sunday best because it was a thing. You get on an airplane. Now you're at the airport and you see like these fucking people wearing pajamas lying across like three seats, like just no respect for themselves or others. And I mean, it's just like, come on, man. Like, I don't know. Like, it just maybe I sound old school, but that shit really gets me
Did
worked.
they? when you were on a plane back then, would was there smoking on the plane?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they had the little ashtray that you flip open on the armrest. Oh, sure, they
I
got all that going.
I remember that, and they used to have smoking on buses back then too.
Oh, yeah, like, everywhere, really. But, I mean, yeah, like, even just at the airport, like, just oh, man, like, uh, the world doesn't revolve around you, or the guy that the plane lands and the guy goes, "Oh, I gotta, I gotta get another flight. Can you let me go?" And I'm like, "No, no." Like, I typically pay for my seat because I like to be at the front of the plane in the aisle, and it's mine. I bought it, okay? And I've had
Oh,
stewardess
you're that guy.
I've had stewardesses come up to me and go, "We've got this lady and her kid," and I'm like, "Nope, nope, nope." Because listen, if you're flying with a kid and you didn't make arrangements before, it's not my job to sort you out. Like, first of all, if the kid is 2 or under, you shouldn't be on an airplane unless you're an exceptional parent and you've ensured that that kid isn't gonna bug everybody around them. I'm sorry if I sound like a dick. It is what it
You
is. Okay?
you're
But
that
if
guy.
you're gonna come on the plane and go, that which you've paid for, the accommodations that you've set out for yourself as a well-planning traveler in advance, can you please give that up because of this person who has way more reasons to sort their shit out before they get on this plane and didn't do it? Like, no, fuck no, no. And you might go, oh, you're an asshole. Well, you know what? You call me an asshole. I call that person an irresponsible parent. And frankly, like a fellow traveler who lacks empathy.
I the thing is though is they paid for their flight too.
Yeah, did
And
they pay for the seat? Did they
and
pay for the 2 seats side by side that they wanted with their kid? Like, what are you doing? You're getting on a
oh,
plane and you're like, you and your kid, like,
they wanted your seat.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, that 100% I agree with you there.
Like, and then,
100% I agree with you there.
yeah,
Um,
and I just
but if because you said the one guy wanted to get off fast because he had a connecting flight or whatever. Um,
no. Like what you explain to me what world you occupy where your needs supersede those of everybody else. You're on a
so
plane with over 100 people. You don't think that there might be a handful of people ahead of you that might have the same
but
fucking problem? Like,
but
yeah,
the
can the
thing
world
is
please
though
stop so
the
that I can get sorted out?
the
Fuck off.
thing is though is especially like I'm actually disagreeing with you on this one because in the case of with my our trip that I took with my mom, we needed to get off quickly because the plane was half an hour late and we had a connection and we had 10 minutes to get there. And so we needed to we were half an hour late, we had a connection, and but it ended up being that we had more than enough time because they were late too. But
Yep,
the thing is though is if the person has a connection, I get that they need to get off. If you're at your final destination, come on, you got to you talk about common sense, you talk about courtesy. That's a courtesy thing too. The courtesy thing is if you are at your final destination and the person that you're sitting next to has another flight to catch and they have limited time to do it, why wouldn't you just move out of the way so that they can get by you? Like that makes no sense to me. If they have it, if you're at your final destination and all you have to do is grab your bag and get the fuck off the plane, and the person next to you has another flight and
that's
it
different.
leaves in 5 minutes or
If you're
10
next to
minutes.
me, and all I got to do is slide out, and like you basically have the same right to get off the plane at the same time as I do. Like we're
No, but it's
equals.
just
We're equals. But if you're
uh,
behind me and you're in the back of the plane, you're going, oh, I gotta get off, and there's like
okay,
80,
they're
80,
if
80
they're
to
in the
100 people in front of you, and it's like where does your fucking unilateral
Okay,
right to
if
make the
they're in the
connection.
back of the
Like, you don't
plane
think that there are other
and
people of the 100 odd people in front of you that got to make connections, but you, like, what are you, like, wearing a crown? You can't,
but
like,
if the stewardess or flight attendant or whatever you want to call them, if they say, "Hey, can we slip by you because this person has another flight? They have a couple like it's boarding now. Can we get by you?" And you don't move, you're a dick.
typically these people are dicks, and they're going to make an arrangement with the stewardess to go, hey, can you're the steward, hey, can I get to the front when the plane lands because I got a connection in like 20 odd minutes or whatever.
But
um
usually the flight
because what,
attendant
like what
knows.
we're
Usually
this
the
yeah
flight attendant knows because of the connecting
the
flights.
the scenario about which we're speaking uh is like where a guy is allowed to deplane out of turn. Okay, like that's very specific. And honestly, like I don't think I would ask because I don't feel like I'm
But
any more special than
a
the
lot of the
hundreds of
time,
people in front of me.
but a
And
lot of
by
the
the way,
time
why would
this
you sit at the back then? If you know you got a quick
if that's
connection and you could buy your seat, why in fuck are you
but
sitting in the
if
back of the
that's if
plane?
you're doing it through a travel agent and a lot of the time it's whatever you get. But the thing is though
You know, like I'm landing in.
is the flight attendants 9 time out of 10, if you have a connecting flight, they know who has connecting flights and what the flights are, because they know when you get on the plane that you have a connecting. That's it's in your ticket, and and they know. So a lot of the time, and I've been that guy where they come, hey,
Oh, here's where yeah, this
where
isn't about the common good. It's a Jimmy problem.
no, but it's just no. We've had it where we had a connecting flight to Jamaica, and and our flight was late, and they're like, yeah,
In
we
Toronto?
should in Toronto, and they're like,
And
okay,
nobody ahead of you has a connecting flight. Oh, okay.
no, but if the flight attendant comes to you and goes, okay, we are late, your flight is still at the gate, um, but you have to go, because I've seen it where flight attendants actually go to the customer and go, okay, we know that your flight is still here or whatever, but we have to go. And they push you to the front of the line. It's happened. I've seen it. I've experienced it, and it is a thing because they know who has connecting flights on the plane as soon as you get on because they know your itinerary.
Sure. But like understand, just like the lady with the kid, you know, like I mean it's a disgrace, honestly. You know, if you're gonna ask me to move
The
because
lady with the
somebody
kid, I
didn't
agree with you.
plan, like what, like you thought, like you knew, you get your tickets, you go, it's B and C or A and B, you know, like D and E, right? Like you know where you're sitting, you know where your kid's sitting, then you're like, oh, I'm gonna prevail upon everybody else. Like the vast
The
majority of
kid
whom
I get.
actually fucking
The,
paid for
the
their
kid I
tickets.
agree with you on.
But listen,
You can't
it's the
move
same thing. Like this is called pre-planning. Like you know, if you have a connecting flight within an hour or less of the flight that you're currently on, then you make sure that you buy a seat that's close to the front because just in case you gotta jet out of there. So, like at the end of the day, that's a you problem. And again, like, it's just planning. You got to know. I
the
mean,
the
like no,
thing is the
like
thing is
nobody
though is
loves
you can't always
traveling.
plan it because a lot of the cases, like in the cases of the trip that I'm talking about, dickhead, is done by like a travel agent, and there's other people that have done it. So you can't always choose your fucking seat. You can't.
You can
You don't
always
always have
if
you.
you're on the like the airlines love it when you upgrade. They love it. They love it. So
But also
even if a travel
when
agent,
you're a
you're
lowly
gonna get
radio guy making 35,000 a year, and you're not going to upgrade your seat with an extra $100 fucking dollars on a free trip because you don't have the money. Like
The
Like,
trip's
not
free.
all of
You
us are
can't. The
rich like
trips.
you real estate
I'm
guys that
the,
fleece everybody. Um,
whoa, whoa, whoa. This took a disturbingly personal turn.
it's gonna get more personal in a
You're
second when I
like you're
show up
like
to your house.
I had a free trip and I couldn't spend like an extra $50 to make sure I could make my connection. Ah!
Shut it. Okay, so the moral of the story is
When you
if
fly with a
when
bunch of people,
when you fly with Mooney, you're gonna deal with a dick. So if you want off the plane at any length at any point in the flight, if you want off and you're with Mooney, sit in front fucking front of him.
the other moral is
Either that
if you're flying with Jimmy, you're gonna get a dildo.
that only happened once, and that was to Vegas. I never took a dildo on any other trip after that. Um, that was actually my first trip with the
It
radio
was a
station
conscious
too.
decision.
I lost a bet. Um,
Yeah, that's
but
sure, sure.
but
I
now
lost a
that
bet,
the
officer.
now that the anger's out of the way, so you put in the prep here most recently. The Stones have a new album.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm super excited. By the way, uh, their last record was actually really good, and I mean,
Are they all still alive?
well, Charlie Watts passed
Oh
sadly.
yeah, other than yeah, okay,
Yeah,
Charlie.
like
Yeah,
um, but other than Charlie, I mean, Bill Wyman left years ago, just voluntarily,
yeah.
and he's one of the original members. But you know, you could talk about Ian Stewart that played piano, but he wasn't like one of the core five, I guess you'd say. But right now, you got Mick Keith, and Ronnie Wood, and they all still just
Oh,
sound great. I mean,
Keith will outlive you and me.
yeah, I know. I
Um,
know. Like there's like they have all those Keith Richards memes. Like he's holding a baby, and they're like Keith Richards welcoming the birth of Willie Nelson. You know, like stuff like that. You know,
uh,
like, but I mean, those guys still have music in their fingers and like in their, and the other thing about the Stones is that like Mick Jagger is just a consistently good singer. Like we're not talking about the range of a Steve Perry or like Elton John coming out of the gate singing super high and he can't
but
sustain it. Like Mick Jagger can still sing.
does he still have the range that he used to
Yeah,
have when he
yeah.
was
Like
younger?
when they play live, they sing all their songs in the same key as they were done. Like Satisfaction when they were boys. Like he's still. The only thing is like Keith Richards has got the arthritis, and I mean that's a thing, but
They're not young.
no, of course not. I mean, it's amazing, but the guys that they have playing in replacement of Bill Wyman and Charlie Watts, like you got Steve Jordan on the drums, who's like just so accomplished. I can't. I if I started with his resume, we'd have to add an hour, and then like Daryl Jones, who's been with them since Bill Wyman left. I mean, yeah, it's a stellar lineup, and the music I'm hearing from it is great. Um, their last record came out a couple 3 years ago called Hackney Diamonds, and it was really good. And um, Paul McCartney played on that record. He's playing on the new one too. It comes out July 10th, and I can't wait to hear it. To be honest with you, and it's nice to hear
And
some
they have
good,
the
honest rock and roll again.
and they have the Cure frontman Robert Smith also on that album.
Yeah, yeah, Robert Smith's playing on that too. But like, you know, you're talking about all these bands that are playing Klondike Days, and you know, like we don't even recognize them anymore. And I don't want to sound like that old guy on his front lawn, but we don't have a top 100 anymore. We don't have a top 20. There isn't a place where everybody listens to music, so everybody's discovering their own things, and it's just about clicks. And I'm sorry, like if you're like electronica or rap or whatever, like what's the top 20 anymore? You know, like so it's
But
hard. Like and
I just hope that this album is going to be like an act like sound like a Stones album. There's a lot of these older bands that come back, and
sure,
it doesn't sound like a Stones album. That it sounds like they're trying to do something else to get
yep.
the younger crowd.
The Stones have never done that.
I want them to have a Stones album that sounds like a Stones
Mhm.
album. and they
I don't think
have
it's I don't think it's possible for that not to happen, to be honest with you.
and they have actually Chad Smith, the drummer from Red Hot Chili
Yeah, they've
Peppers,
got some
is
guests for sure.
and oh yeah, they like Steve Winwood,
That's a
like this.
great combination. I love Steve Winwood.
There's yeah, I'm excited. This
And
is gonna be good.
again, this is a straight up rock and roll album, and it's like I don't think we have enough of these anymore. I think Foo Fighters are coming out with something new, and that's good. But like anything that like just kind of pushes the envelope in terms of the rock end of things, because we don't hear enough good guitar, bass, drums music anymore. And I mean, and don't get me wrong, like I'm not just some guy going, "Oh, I love yacht rock. I don't listen to anything else." Like I listen to anything new that tickles my fancy. Like I'm open to new outfits. It's
I
just
hate it when things tickle you. You
it's
get
just
really
like
weird when
uh,
you're tickled.
says the
Um,
dildo guy, the guy who brings a
hey,
dildo
I
on a
haven't
plane.
I I gave the dildo back. Um,
Plain dildo guy.
I after the trip, I returned the dildo back to the store. Um,
Like, yeah, so I don't know, like, I'm really excited about it anyway, and, like, I just honestly, I can't wait. July 10th, anybody who's listening, check it out.
that's
Eh
that's awesome. I did it like the Stones. Come on, yeah. Like if you don't like the Stones or if you haven't heard of the Stones, there is something really wrong with you. Um,
well, we don't like to make blanket statements, but,
I do. I because I just don't care. Um, I'm just saying. Now let's now that we've had like 1,000 glitches and some fun what are is there something else you want to touch on, or should we color good?
Well, I still wanted to
I want to end the. Let's not do the grok thing today.
okay, yeah, I'll figure it out. I wanna do it. We're definitely doing the next episode because
Yeah, we'll
I
do it
wanna,
next.
like
We'll do it next episode when like it's gonna be the day after I come back from my
yeah.
trip.
That'll give me
Um,
time because like the one thing we did wrong when we did the grok roast with each other was that we just it didn't get worse, and we kept asking it to get worse and it didn't. We used the wrong mode of grok because there's like grok
well,
unhinged
it did get
where
worse. So
no, I know, but I'm talking
it did
about
it like
like
it
it had a regulator, it had a ceiling,
dude, it called me a freaking gremlin. Um,
Yeah, that's
that's mean.
it's
Like
nothing.
I had feelings hurt. Um,
It hurt your feeling.
yes, it hurt my one feeling that's left. Um, but
No, I'm gonna
I
sort it
just
out. Like it's gonna get down and dirty. That's what I want.
I want to touch on two last things. They're really quick. Today is it's a May 5th, which is and this podcast will probably go out on May 6th. Which, if you are listening to this podcast, go out as quickly as you can. Go to a McDonald's. It's McHappy Day. Support Ronald McDonald House. I will actually be stopping at a McDonald's tomorrow to support Ronald McDonald House. It's a
You would have
great
gone
organize.
anyway.
It's what's that?
You would have gone anyway.
Yes, but it's a great organization. They help kids and their families, look after them. That's May 6th.
And
Um,
and just as a quick note, like Jimmy, you're an alumnus of Ronald McDonald House,
I
and
not in Edmonton directly. I
yeah, but
went
you've been
stay in
and
Calgary and like
you
went
know the good work that they do, and I think it's a worthy cause too.
and they
Yeah,
do a lot of like
take it
great
from a
things.
guy who's like really benefited from it, right?
And
Like,
and the thing is they go above and beyond. Like I don't think you really know how much they do, because like if like they get like tickets donated to movies, they get tickets given to them for hockey games, and kids that are in the hospital, they give tickets to the families so that they can go have some good like good memories when they're dealing with some bad shit.
yep,
And trust me, when your family is in the Ronald McDonald House, like they're going through stuff, and I'll leave it at
yeah.
that. But I want to end this on you and I need to talk, um, because
Oh,
I
great.
found a new bald guy. No, just kidding.
You and
May
like
20
like
May 25th.
what good conversation ever starts with
We need to talk.
you and I need to talk.
May 25th. Mandalorian and Grogu hits the theaters. That you can buy your tickets now. I don't want opening day, but I want opening weekend.
Yep.
That's something that, and I'm going. I don't care if I go with you. And I
But you told me
probably
that you want to
and
go by yourself.
yeah, I could go with you too. But it's just I'm just letting you know if I go, I'm probably dressing up as a Star Wars character,
No, that's okay. But
and
you
maybe
like when we
take a
talked about
lightsaber or
it
two.
last episode, you said
I
that
know.
you like to go like just
I
solo for the first.
because like I could do it both ways. Either way, I got to watch it by myself where I can
Yeah, you
analyze it.
obviously you travel with the dildo, so yeah. But
I only traveled with the dildo once, so
you could do it both ways.
my
Anyway, go
my
on.
I'm just saying I would be okay with watching it with you one time. I just have to. I'll probably go see it again because I need to
I'm
just
honored.
immerse myself.
I would love to go.
I would lower my standards and go with you.
You know what we should do is I've never
But I want to go. I want to go to one of the theaters that serve beer.
Yeah,
Um,
I was just gonna say that. Like, so I've heard about this for the longest time. It's been going on for like a few years, and
a
I've
lot of
never
years.
gone. Like the VIP or whatever, where you go and you even have like a
Yeah, there's
waitress.
one like
Windermere's got one, I think.
Windermere's got one. Northside's got one. West Edmonton Mall doesn't.
Yeah, like figure that shit out, and I'll go. Like, it'd be the
But
first
we
time.
need to get we need to go.
The first time I ever
with one.
Ubered to a movie.
Ubered to a movie and Ubered home after.
The bald and short of it, breaking new ground every week.
Or calling Andrea. I go, hey, Andrea, I went to a movie with Jimmy. I'm too drunk to drive home.
Yeah.
Can you come get my truck?
Yeah. But yeah, no, I want to see it, so that'd be fun. I'll do it.
Yes,
And yeah, that would be a really good intro into the we could do a review of the movie theater that serves booze, right?
Oh yeah, we
I've
saw
never
Top
gone.
Gun.
I've never.
We saw Top Gun 2 in the theater
with the booze.
With the booze,
yeah, I've never.
Windermere.
I'd be popping my cherry for that one.
I've seen but usually when I go to watch a movie with that serves booze, I have to watch the movie again. Because what else? What was the other movie that there was another movie that I saw that? Yeah. Actually, I almost got kicked out of a movie because the guy I was with was drunk.
No regulator.
The guy I was with was drunk, and he took his shirt off, and and I, being me, said, "Oh, hey, if he's taking his shirt off, I will too." He almost kicked us out. But
they almost confiscated your dildo.
and I was actually, and at that time I was representing the radio station, so my boss would have been really pissed. But
well done.
But I didn't get us kicked out. It was him. We were watching that movie about Bert Kreischer.
Oh, The Machine.
Yeah, I went with a friend of mine, Mel Schmiller. He's no relation to our buddy John.
Yeah. But
he's a barbecue guy.
And the Machine had a Star Wars connection, right, with Mark Hamill playing his dad.
Yeah,
that was a pretty good movie. I didn't mind it.
Yeah, it was good. But again, I almost got kicked out. All right, so this was the Bald and Short of It podcast. I am James P. White. That is Chris Mooney. We will see you next time.
Circling the toilet bowl of